I'm so excited. I'm so excited to share with you what I've been working on behind the scenes. So before I tell you what I've been working on behind the scenes, I have to tell you the story, which may not be um, the best story in the world that you expected to hear, but it is the truth and it is my story, and it's what led up to what I'm going to share with you today. And the reason that you can see the smile on my face is because today is my birthday. And I am so blessed and honored to even be able to announce this on my birthday, because the truth is I did not expect for this to come to fruition so fastly. So I'm super excited, and it will all make sense once I start to share with you. Okay. But to get to the story of what led up to this, in November of 2009, my nephew Andrew committed suicide 2 weeks before his 18th birthday. And he was a super amazing soul. And, unfortunately, when people are in that mindset, it doesn't really matter how much you love them. They're looking for something specific, and they may or may not explain that to you, or maybe they did and it was just kind of missed, maybe overlooked, not something um, as serious as it was. So we do miss Andrew, and all these years later, it'll be 16 years this November. um, I still think about him every day. And then comes my father. And as you know, and as you've seen through my stories, because I've been very vocal about it, and I think that it's important, because a lot of times people think that success is you're just born into it, or things just happen. But the truth is, there are people that do work very hard to be successful, that don't just inherit, or any of the thought processes that are out there from other people. So I've been very vocal about the fact that I grew up in poverty, that my father definitely grew up in poverty. And there was a lot of stigma surrounded by it. I first started my first business when I was 22 years old. Um, and one of the things, or well, there were two things. There were two big things that impacted how I was going to move forward in the society and make it. And one of the things was I was told I was too young, and I wasn't experienced enough. And then the other thing was I was told I was a female. So this is years and years and years ago. I'm not saying those stigmas still, that they don't play out a role in some, but they don't play out a role in mine anymore, if that makes sense, in my life and what I'm doing. But they are there, and they are things that you do have to be able to overcome, and you have to have the right mindset to be able to overcome that. I've said this before, not so, maybe I need to talk more about this, but I mean, growing up, I had people that I looked up to, and I would tell them my dreams. And one particular person that I will never forget, I said to him, my dreams, that he was a friend of the family's. He was very well known, very respected him. I would have trusted him with my life. He was a good person. He is a good person. We lost contact. But he was still a good person regardless of what he said. But I just couldn't believe that someone that would give their life for me would say something to me. So I remember telling him what my dreams are. And I remember him looking me dead in the face. And he said, "Silver Moon, those are beautiful dreams, but people like us don't get to live them." And that is something that I will never forget. And I mean, I already had passion and desire to grow and I already knew I wanted more. But those words are something that I will never forget. And unfortunately, I remember those words every single time I go to start something new. And it's not that they upset me. It's just, I just don't understand the mindset of where that would come from. But I do, in terms of, I understand it came from a place of love. Like, he didn't want me to be let down, that I would have all these struggles. But he didn't take the time to really see, I guess, the person that I was, that I could overcome those struggles and be more of a light than you know, a dream suppressor. But neither here nor there. We're way past that. I did see him years later, and he gave me a hug and told me he was proud of me. So I get that the reason that he said that was because he did not want me to be let down. That and maybe that was true for him. Maybe those are the things that happened. But needless to say, I moved forward, and I'm excited. And multiple businesses later, because I am just the entrepreneur over here, I am here, and I am proud of the work that I do, and I am proud of the things that I've been able to accomplish in my life. And I will never apologize, because what you see now is not everything that I went through to get here. So I will never apologize, because I've grown and I've learned so much over time. And my passion has always been to help people. And I will continue that work regardless. Which brings me to my super exciting, biggest news ever, I could say. Normally, when I start businesses, I just start them, and then you start seeing me, posting about them and all of this stuff. But I wanted to take a moment, because this next announcement is so real to my heart, and so it's just so true, so true. I just, number one, I can't wait to help all the amazing humans. Um, I'm sorry. I I was trying not to cry, but apparently that didn't work. So what I was saying is, I cannot wait until everything is in like action, and all the amazing humans that we're going to be able to help. And I'm so proud that I'm able to do something for my father. My father was my hero, and he passed away March 6th, 2013 at 8:36 p.m. And I have struggled with that for the last 12 years. And I decided 2 years ago that I wasn't going to struggle with it anymore. And when I say struggle, around his death date, around his birthday, I would get super sad, I don't want to say depressed, because I could still function, but I was just not me. I wasn't my happy, go loving self. Um, I did spend a lot of time in prayer because I was sad. Um, I don't know if I can get through this. And 2 years ago, I decided I was no longer going to do that. I decided that I was going to put all the wonderful things that I loved about my dad, and all that energy that I spent being sad, around those times, I was going to put it into something to build for him, for his legacy. to further move it forward, about 6 months ago, I had a conversation with a gentleman who only knew my name and my father's name, and we kind of connected on Facebook, and I had a conversation with him, and he remembered who my dad was, and actually the conversation had started asking me if I was Mr. Whitewater's daughter, and I was like, yes, I'm the oldest one. He's like, oh, I only knew I only knew of you. So, which is fine, but we had a great conversation, and in that conversation he said to me that my father saved his life. So he didn't know I was doing this, and that was just random confirmation that what I was doing was going down the right path, which I already knew it was going down the right path because I had prayed about it. And like I said, I didn't expect this to be approved. It normally takes 12 to 18 months. And I filed in February, and it was approved in July. And it was like 3 weeks ago I got notification that it was approved, because you have to wait for the snail mail. So I am so pleased and honored for every single person that I talked to for the past year and a half that believed in me, that believed in the mission that I was putting in front of them, and that cared enough to want to join me on this journey. So, as of July, even though it was August when I found out, my nonprofit, Whispers of Love Through Every Heart Foundation, was approved as a 501c3 status, which means it is a charitable organization with tax benefits. I'm just being funny. I'm trying to get these tears out of my eyes. And thank you if you stuck with me through that. Thank you, because now it gets to the good part. The Whispers of Love Through Every Heart Foundation is dedicated to honoring the legacies of Chancellor Whitewater and Andrew Raley by fostering a world built on compassion, empathy, and opportunity for all. Through a commitment to mental health awareness, suicide prevention, advocacy, the elimination of poverty, and equitable healthcare access, we strive to create supportive, inclusive communities where every individual, especially those facing adversity, has the resources and empowerment needed to thrive. Our mission is to transform lives by providing the support, education, and advocacy necessary to overcome life's challenges, ensuring that no one is left behind. Guided by the enduring vision of Chancellor and Andrew, we seek to inspire hope, make meaningful change, promote lasting transformation, and build a future where love, resilience, and unity are the cornerstones of our shared humanity. With the support of compassionate partners, we aim to eliminate those in need, create lasting social impact, and drive significant progress toward a more just and equitable world. Our vision is to build a compassionate world where love, understanding, and empathy lead the way. We aspire to create communities where every individual, regardless of their background or struggles, has access to the resources, support, and opportunities needed to live authentically, break free from poverty, overcome mental health challenges, and lead fulfilling lives. Through the spirit of unity and the power of collective action, we seek to provide safe spaces for every individual and empower people to become the best, most loving versions of themselves while fostering lasting positive change for future generations. Our core values encompass help, and help stands for hope, empathy, love, and perseverance. And I am so pleased and so honored to present this new foundation to the state of Florida, to the United States, and the goal is for it to be a global nonprofit because I dream big ultimately. But we are going to help a lot of people. And success is not a one-person thing. It takes many hands to be successful. And I am so blessed for every single person that is on this board that said yes to me when I only came to them with a Word document and a dream. And I want to thank them. And you will see who they are, because I will be officially sending out invites for our Facebook page, and I will have all of that information, all the board members listed. And if you would like to be involved, please reach out to me. We have open positions, and I will never turn anyone away who wants to help someone else. I love you all. Thank you so much for all of your support throughout these years. And even you don't even know the struggles and the challenges that I had to overcome, but you still supported me anyway. And I thank you for that. And for those of you who did believe in me and kept lifting me up, I will remember you always. Thank you for letting me share my personal moment with you. And thank you for embracing this opportunity with me. And I look forward to just helping people. That's what makes my heart smile. Love you. Bye.